Hello, subscribers. Okay, so I've been uploading all the videos that I took when I was on my way to and in Monongahela, here in West Virginia. I felt good up there. So I had a crash. If you watched the last little video, you probably saw it. I ended up in the ER in Huntington, West Virginia. Basically, I kind of collapsed almost collapsed, I guess, at a gas station when I was right near here in Huntington, West Virginia. And there was a police officer there, and I had asked him to pump my gas, and then started walking back to the car and just like kind of collapsed. And he ended up, he was so nice. He followed me to the emergency room, and I spent a lot of hours waiting in that emergency room. But I'm grateful because I was so hot and it was so humid. And I had when I left Bear Heaven that next morning after I made that video, I left Bear Heaven and I went to a campground around here, and it had a laundry facility in it. And so I got a laundry exposure while I was there. So that was pretty rough. That was kind of between that and the gas smell, it just knocked me down. So I spent, I don't know, I think it was 9 hours in the emergency room. They did give me oxygen for a while. They gave me fluids. And I started back on my thyroid medicine. My brother actually suggested that to me. He's like, well, what about your thyroid? Because my heart was beating fast. So when I'm in mold, my heart beats really fast, and it's because my thyroid overreacts, I guess, trying to bring some normalcy to my body. I don't know. Anyway, so I got back on my thyroid medicine, and I got all hydrated and everything. And the hospital was good enough to give me a discounted coupon so that I could come to the hotel here. I'm at the Hilton Garden Inn. Or no, it's Doubletree Hilton. And they've been really nice to me here. And I've been here 10 days now, maybe 11. And so while I've been here, what I did was I sold my car. They were only going to give me $500 for a trade-in. And so I sold it to a company called Wheelsy. And they came right here and towed it off. I rented a vehicle so that I had nothing, right? I had to get rid of all my stuff. So I had to go to Walmart and get stuff, and go to a health food store and get stuff. And then I had to look for a vehicle. So I started going to car lots and looking at vehicles and trying to get a vehicle. And I had a van all lined up, and we were, in process of doing the financing. And she called me yesterday afternoon and said that her bank wouldn't finance me because I'm from New York, and I planned on insuring and titling the car in New York. And New York has very strict, you have to get an emissions test, and you have to get a VIN check by a legal, legal, like a law enforcement. Anyway, so she couldn't do that. She couldn't guarantee that I would get a clear title from New York with those specifications, so she couldn't get me the loan. So she suggested that I go to Chase Bank and try to get a loan. So I did that, and I just verbally talked to the guy, and he said that, yeah, I could probably get a loan from them, but not for a vehicle that has over 120,000 miles on it, because they don't give loans for vehicles with mileage that high. So then I called some local banks around here, asking them that, the dealer told me they do loans for high mileage vehicles, but because I don't live here, they can't give me a loan from a local bank. So I had two choices. I could either go back to New York and, get the loan from my original bank and find a vehicle in New York. But the problem with that is all the used vehicles in New York are going to be really rusty, and it's really far. It's about, 14 hours, 15 hours from here. And it took me, 2 months to get this far west. Because the end game is to get out west where it's drier, where there'll be less mold, obviously. And less rain, because when the rain happens, it really bothers, backs everything up. So I don't want to go backwards. So now I cried, had a little meltdown, and talked to friends and supporters that have been so good to me. Evie, thank you very much. Kathy Santor, I don't know what I'd do without you. Andrea Vick, all you people, thank you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to South Dakota. I'm going to establish residency in South Dakota, which is going to be tricky because I don't have a birth certificate or a social security card anymore, because anything that was paper that was in that moldy house, I had to leave it behind because I just would react so violently to it. I can't even tell you. Part of me wishes I had something right now that was like double bag that I could pull out of the bag and hold it here, and then you would see how my whole face gets red, my eyes get puffy, eventually my lips will start to swell, and then my throat will close up. So obviously I can't have them. I can't have anything like that. I even had to throw out all my supplements. I tried putting them in little plastic bags and bringing them in here, and I was still reacting to them in this. I had to change rooms. I had to change rooms because I brought my supplements from the car up here, and I was reacting. Anyway, so I'm trying to get all my ducks in the row here because I have a good rate on this hotel, and I had to make an appointment with the DMV in South Dakota, and I couldn't get one till July 2nd. So that's 15 days away from now, you guys. So that means I'm going to have to keep paying for the rental car for 15 more days, and I have to pay to stay somewhere for 15 more days, and it's not going to be camping because I don't have any camping equipment. I could sleep in the vehicle on the side of the road at truck stops, which I probably will do on my way to South Dakota. But I think I'm going to stay here in this, inexpensive and nice room that I can tolerate. I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer until, a reasonable amount of time. I'm not sure when. And then I'm going to leave for South Dakota. And I already made some phone calls. And I found a hotel. Yay! The Econo Lodge in Yankton, South Dakota is only 5 years old. So that means that there's probably a lower chance that there's mold there. So I'll go there and I'll stay there. And I've been talking to this woman, Cheryl, at Your Best Address, in South Dakota. And, I'm getting everything all set up. And so what I'll do is I'll order a new Social Security card and I'll have it mailed there. I'll order a new birth certificate and I'll have it mailed there. I'm going to ask my old employer if they can send me out a new W-2 and have it sent there. I'm going to forward all my mail from my mail service in New York there. And then, what I do is you get a contract from them, and you need 2 forms of ID, which I do have, thank God. And then you can go to the DMV in South Dakota and get a South Dakota license, and then you're a resident. And then after that, then I can find a car, I can buy a car, I can register a car, I can do it all in South Dakota instead of New York. And once all that's done, I can leave South Dakota, and I only have to go back there once every 5 years to renew my license. But, this is a house of cards. It's like every little thing is going to have to work out. And so if you're praying, folks, and you're watching this, please pray for me and pray that by the time I do all this, I don't know how much money I'm going to have to put down on a vehicle. You know what I mean? And in the meantime, right, so I'm waiting for my house to close so I can get the money from my house. So I am going to get some camping equipment. And if I have to, just camp, if I have to return that rental, and I don't even know. I don't know how I'm going to survive until I get that money. But I trust God. I was very depressed yesterday. I had a really rough time. But I'm praying, and I have a lot of support from 12-step fellowship that I'm in, and other people that I know. And so, yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. And I ask you to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell so you know when I do a new video. And that one video, I'm not sure which one it was that I made up at Spruce Knob when I was feeling so much better. And I said, can we make this go viral? I ask you to share that one, or share any of these really, on your own Facebook page. Because, obviously I have a couple messages. One, never give up hope. That's my email address. If anybody wants to ever email me, it's nevergiveuphope2014. And because that's the year that, the bottom fell out for me in 2013 too. This is not the first time in my life the bottom has fallen out. The bottom has fallen out in my life a couple times. And I, by the grace of God, he's led me out every single time, provided me with people, places, and things that I needed to survive. You know what I mean? Really. And so I just want to tell you, if you're in a rough situation right now, no matter what it is, there is hope. There's definitely hope. There's always hope. Don't give up. All right. Thank you very much.